I think Ethereum is one of the most important sort of super cycle stories for the next 10 to 15 years.
I'm seeing more and more experts start to talk about the possibility that Ethereum is entering a super cycle. Tom Lee says Ethereum's price is just going to keep going up over the next 10 to 15 years because Ethereum is entering a super cycle. A lot of people thought this would happen with Bitcoin over the years, and maybe it will happen with Bitcoin as well. But it really seems like Ethereum will be one of the big winners this cycle. Because Ethereum, maybe you'll agree with me on this, Ethereum as an investable asset is so misunderstood right now. I see so many people in crypto even just writing Ethereum off. And the thing is, I think when this thing finally breaks above all-time highs, the all-time high all the way back from 2021, and it starts to kind of run, it's really going to run. At least according to Tom Lee. I have never heard him say supercycle for Ethereum before. And this further explains why his company, Bitmine, is going so hard buying as much Ethereum as they can right now before the price goes up. Just like Michael Saylor has talked so much on Bitcoin over the years, but it's always interesting and you always get stronger conviction listening to Michael Saylor explain his thesis on Bitcoin. The same is true, in my opinion, for Tom Lee and Ethereum. The more I listen to Tom Lee's overall crypto thesis, the more I agree with him. And I'll say this again, a lot of people still don't believe a $10,000 Ethereum is possible, or if that's ever possible, that's the Pico Moonboy top. I actually think Ethereum will be sitting over $10,000 someday, maybe sooner rather than later. And when Ethereum's over $10,000, so many people will have sold by this point or just be sidelined. And inevitably, most people will buy Ethereum over $10,000 and then really start to drive the price up. This is exactly what we're seeing with Bitcoin right now, by the way. So many people sold their Bitcoin at 100K, got out. So many people has always just wrote Bitcoin off and now it's over 100K. And now these people are seeing Bitcoin over 110K, seeing it grind higher, and they're forced to buy back in at these highs, which is going to send the price even higher. I want to once again remind you, we have Fed rate cuts coming, we have Market Structure Bill Clarity Act coming, we have so much stuff that's happened to crypto in the past 2 years. Like, how could you not be bullish? This blew my mind. At the end of this clip, Tom Lee flat out says, I think Ethereum could 100x. Like, what?
Ethereum's very unique because it is a smart contract platform and it's censorship resistant and super resilient. You know, it's 100% uptime since creation. It's never been down. And to build a treasury business on Ethereum means that a company, when they acquire a sufficient stake, let's say 5% of the supply, actually has what I call the power law come into effect. And that means that not only do you have a positive influence on yourself as a company because you own so much, just like MicroStrategy, but you have a positive impact on the Ethereum ecosystem itself because, one, you're providing a lot of security by staking, but also you are essentially what you call like a kingmaker, that when you own so much Ethereum that you have a chance to help the DeFi ecosystem flourish. And that means if Wall Street's going to build on Ethereum, a company like Bitmine will actually play a role in helping, you know, sort of evolve and identify the right DeFi protocols to flourish. You only need to have one or two investments make 100 times your money, and then your life is changed forever. And that's what crypto really is. It's an opportunity to bet on a future. But I think that same 100 times kind of opportunity or that massive upside exists with Ethereum today because it's really one of the blockchains people have chosen to ignore for 5 years. But there's so many good things happening now.
Smash the like button if you're getting value today and subscribe to the channel for daily videos just like this. Maybe you'll agree with me when I kind of talk about my life here for a second. It's absolutely crazy that I still can't get some of my best friends to invest significantly in Bitcoin or Ethereum. And believe me, I know how to explain it to a friend. And sure, sometimes they'll have a couple grand in it, which is good. But I've been trying to talk to them about crypto for years now. So the reality is this. Most people still think about Bitcoin as speculative gambling. And they don't even really consider Ethereum or anything else at all in crypto besides memes. I'm making this video and this post today to say, I think things are changing now. We're literally in the middle of a huge change, and like a frog in boiling water, hey, snap out of it, realize what's happening, except this is a frog in boiling water, and that's good. Because just like in 1995, when most people just were not sure if the internet would be a part of their lives forever, cut to 2005, just 10 years later, and everybody was sure of it. The same mindset shift is happening for crypto. Most people will buy Ethereum over 10K. Most people will buy Bitcoin over 200K, at least according to Tom Lee.
Well, foremost, I still like Bitcoin, and we still recommend it to clients because Bitcoin is, I think, a ideal store of value. So it's digital gold. Yeah. But in 2025, there is a much bigger transformation underway because the White House has really pushed two different agendas. The first is the Genius Act, and that's to essentially greenlight stablecoins. And stablecoins are going to grow dramatically. Today, there's about $280 billion of stablecoins outstanding. Treasury Secretary Bessent thinks it's going to get to close to $4 trillion.
Yeah, he is.
So that's exponential growth. And then there's the SEC's Project Crypto, which is encouraging not only for Wall Street to look at digital assets, but to rebuild Wall Street onto the blockchain.
Oh.
Okay. So this is a dramatic moment where the financial system is essentially moving everything onto a digital platform. The platform that you need, the blockchain, a public chain, needs to be one that has smart contracts. So it's not going to be built on Bitcoin. Wall Street is choosing to do this on Ethereum. So Ethereum is facing a moment that what we call a super cycle, similar to what happened in 1971 when the US dollar went off the gold standard. And that moment is when Wall Street innovated financial products because the dollar became synthetic in 1971. But in 2025, it's now Wall Street essentially digitizing or tokenizing the real world. So Ethereum is unique because, number one, it's the blockchain of choice where Wall Street is building stablecoins and tokenized assets. But Ethereum is a proof of stake blockchain. So Ethereum treasury companies actually earn a staking yield. So, for instance, the Bitmine, roughly $9 billion of Ethereum held, if it was staked, would generate about $300 million in pre-tax net income.
Wow.
So the company is one of the most profitable companies in America today.
So Tom Lee is predicting Ethereum hits $62,000 in the future. $62,000 isn't even his bull case. For more information on this price prediction, make sure you check out our video here. We cover it in depth. So if things play out even a little similar to this over the next 10 years, you will only need about 16 Ethereum held and staked to be a millionaire. Maybe even 15 or 14 ETH if you're staking. So imagine accumulating 15 Ethereum today, and 10 years, that equals $1 million. That's really what we're talking about here. As Tom Lee says, Ethereum is the biggest macro trade over the next 10 to 15 years. People are not realizing it yet, but it is happening. It's crazy to think about. Listen.
Ethereum, I think, has more upside because and that's why we call it the biggest macro trade over the next 10, 15 years, because of both Wall Street building on the blockchain and AI as well. So you have like sort of two cohorts actually probably deciding that it's really additive, right? Remember, the financial system is half of the economy. And in the stock market, financials are trading at a lower valuation than tech. So I think financials can re-rate in that world. But Ethereum is sort of the network value beneficiary. So I think Ethereum between now and year end, let's say Bitcoin is 2x upside from here. I think Ethereum is more than 2x upside from here. But longer term, in the Bitmine presentation, we pulled some work from Mosaics. And let's say it's 5-year view for Ethereum, it comes to around $60,000 per ETH. So a lot of upside in the next 5 years.
Didn't you say you wouldn't be surprised there's a 50-50 chance that Ethereum could flip
Yeah. So
Bitcoin
I
is
think,
net worth
yeah,
value.
that's right. So I think that there's a, you know, maybe at least a 50% chance Ethereum's network value flips Bitcoin.
15 Ethereum can make you a millionaire in 10 years. We'll see. I'm bullish on Ethereum. Obviously, nobody can predict the future. This video is not financial advice. But as people living in the world today, you have to try to look for ways to protect your money with solid investments. And that's what we do here on Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, join our team. Big week this week, so make sure you subscribe. Rate cuts in about 2 weeks, market structure bill in about 1 to 2 months. Guys, this cycle is really heating up. Staying in the market, staying active right now is one of the best things you can do to help yourself, in my opinion. See you tomorrow.